she shared the candy or gum with me. So yes, that was just the first question. So I think I need to move a little more briskly through the rest. When was the first time you watched ASMR on YouTube? I was a teenager, and I think it was Gen this and commented on one of my videos, and then we had a nice back and forth, and yeah, that was so cool, just because I've been watching her channel for a few years now, so that was absolutely one of the high points of my time so far as a creator, as an ASMR artist. Yeah, amazing. So yes, yeah, what is your favorite ASMR trigger to listen to? Okay, this is tricky because I kind of want for this one to not just do a sonic one, not just do a sonic one, but also a visual one. And so I love finger movements like this, and I love tapping as well so much. And this is very silly. I'm going to share a neurosis, something that I worry about that keeps me from doing it more. I think I'm a little anxious that if I incorporated that stuff as much as I want to, as much as I would want to, I'd be impinging upon, or even, maybe the word is, infringing upon other just me being kind of private and weird about some things. So yeah, I do edit those out. Like in most cases what I'm editing out is stomach gurgling. What's the most absurd request you received from a fan? there's one more thing I'd say. Keep your videos short to start while you're getting the hang of editing, so you don't run yourself down or get discouraged as you're learning. Maybe keep your videos short to start and focus more on, again, building up your channel, putting out as many as you feel, comfortable putting out, and, on whatever schedule works for you, whatever upload schedule works for you. Yeah, I think that's what I would advise. So, thank you all so much for watching and listening. Thank you again, Regan ASMR, for tagging me. I tag Hannah Ophelia ASMR. I'm sure you're shocked. You probably all saw that coming. And I hope you get lots and lots of good REM sleep. And as always, I hope all your dreams are sweet. Bye. So that was